Trace this thread, bales of cloth dyed indigo, prows her mother shattered with champagne, the walls that rose between, mazing web, warp and weft of then and now, her borrowed wedding dress, peace bride from rubble, foreign princess, her spindles already spun, measured, cut, 70 stitched with unsaid words, dark feathers in her daughter's mouth. Who'll follow her line, always weaving labyrinthine walls between. This is the first poem from my collection. I introduced the 6 poems and scholarly notes that comprise this work with an introduction, and this is a condensed version of it. The spoken and written word, literary fiction, folktale, or nursery rhyme, brings both a window into other lives and a fresh view into our own. As children, we use rhymes, fables, fairy tales to map out a large and unknown world, placing ourselves in it, and such storytelling acts no differently, though perhaps more subtly, for adults. Myths have a special place in that storytelling because they bridge that gap between childhood tales and adult realities. Relics of an ancient religion, the Greek myths are still relevant today because the characters and the situations that they present are archetypal. So much so that psychologists and philosophers, poets and artists have all felt compelled to revisit, reinterpret, and reimagine them. This collection is one such reimagining. The stories of archetypal families, Demeter and Persephone in particular, connect me to the stories of my mother and her family. German in descent, we have no Greek connections. Yet, as I reread these stories, I identify with Persephone. I read my own daughterly quandaries into her split loyalties. This has been my challenge. Taking a family history firmly rooted in Northern Europe and America, in stories other than Greek, and reinterpret them with the Greek myths as my guide. Just as Freud and Jung used these myths to explain mysteries of human nature, I have found that they help me to understand a bit better the mysteries of my own lineage and its many interwoven stories. Though these are profoundly personal poems, I hope that their basis in archetypal myths renders them accessible for the reader, and that you may see a bit better into my own life through the eyes of these ancient myths.